What's good, YouTube? And welcome to the house. I've seen the pictures on these, but I have not read them, so we're being a React Andy channel, and if there was an archetype my wife would play in Yu-Gi-Oh, I think this would be it. She's like a theme parkaholic. She keeps up with updates and projects, what's happening at Disney, Universal, even though she's never been to Universal. She loves Amagi Brilliant Park as one of her favorite animes of all time, so let's go ahead and get into this very vibrant looking archetype, and I don't know how to pronounce them. Let me see here. Amazement and attractions at Precious Park. How would we pronounce this one? Let's see here. Oh, there's an upside down A. That's weird. Amazement Administrator Relchino. Maybe you don't say the A. I don't know. Aulerchino? Okay, I'm a YouTuber. I already struggle with this. If Yu-Gi-Oh! Org's struggling with the thoughts of it, I think that's fair game, right? Dark Psychic Effect. Level 7, 2600/2200. You can only use each of this card's name's first and second effects once per turn. If a trap card is activated, quick effect, you can special summon this card from your hand. Yo, quick summon to any trap effect, period. No, trap card activation, not effect. Okay, so if any trap is flipped up, activated on the field, so not graveyard effects, activated from the hand or field, I guess you could say impermanence, but that still goes to the field. This just pops itself out. If your opponent normal or special summons a monster or monsters, you can target one of those monsters, equip one attraction trap from your deck. I would think you still just pronounce the A, right? Instead of it being traction, it's attraction. So you can equip any monster with a trap, which would put it face up in your back row, if I'm not mistaken. So the trap could just be live. So you want to activate a trap, or your opponent activate a trap to just summon this, and then while he's on the field, if your opponent summons anything, normal or special, you can equip a trap from your deck, and that would be a face-up trap if it's continuous, maybe. Once per turn, you can banish any number of attraction traps from your graveyard, then target that many cards your opponent controls, destroy them. We'll have to see what those traps do, but banish any... This is not a quick effect. Target that many cards your opponent controls and destroy them. That could be a lot of destruction since he's already turboing ones out and you're activating. Is that Karibo on his art, or is it just like some kind of balloon on him? We'll get into the art of this later, maybe a little bit better, but yo, that looks like the token, not the scapegoat token, but the stray lambs token. And then you have some other unique things going on here. I really like how this looks. Next up, we have Amazement Ambassador Buffo. Earth Beast effect, level 3, 900. You can only use this card's name's second effect once per turn. When this card is normal summoned, you can target one attraction trap in your graveyard and one face-up monster your opponent controls. Equip the target on the field with the target in the graveyard. So you're really focusing on attaching traps to your opponent's stuff. Quick effect. You can target one of your attraction traps equipped to a monster, equip it to Amazement monster you control, or a face-up monster your opponent controls. You target an attraction trap, equipped to a monster, equip it to one of your own monsters. So maybe there's an extra bonus if equipped to an Amazement monster. This card's name is probably based on the Italian word buffo, which means funny. Oh, is it like, nah, I doubt it. Like that Muppet Bear, maybe? I'm not sure. Also, sorry for my crazy hair. I just woke up. Amazement Attendant. I took a nap. I'm an old man, guys. Amazement Attendant Kamika is a machine effect, level 14, or level 4, 1400, 1800. I'm trying to figure out how this is a machine. How are you a machine? So you're like a built attendant for the park? You can only use this card's second effect once per turn. When this card is normal summoned, you can set an attraction trap directly from your deck to your spell and trap zone. Boy, if these traps are good. 2, quick effect, specifically normal summon though. You can target one of your attraction traps equipped to a monster, equip it to an Amazement monster you control, or a face-up monster your opponent controls. So you can swap out either way to one of your monsters or one of your opponent's monsters. Kamika in Italian is a kind of a synonym for comedy. It's usually used for theater plays and old movies. Amazing Time Ticket, quick play spell. You can only activate one card with this card's name per turn. Pay 800 life points. Apply this effect based on whose turn it is. Yours, add an Amazement card from your deck to your hand. Your opponent sets one attraction trap. Wait, no, your opponent's turn. Set one attraction trap from your deck to your spell and trap zone. It can be activated this turn. Whoa, that's kind of cool. So amazement cards, like amazing time ticket is not an amazement card, so I guess it doesn't get itself. But like this is an amazement card, so you can search your starters. This card is extremely diverse. I'm surprised we don't have more cards like this in Yu-Gi-Oh! Built for meta decks. That's awesome, and it's turn-based. Like, your turn, my turn, versus what they're gonna be doing. I do need a haircut pretty bad. Amazement Special Show. Quick play spell. When your opponent activates a card or effect that targets an amazement monster you control, target one of those amazement monsters you control. Return it to the hand, then you can special summon one amazement monster from your hand. So first guy is huge level, so you can just tag out. It's quick play, but your opponent has to activate a card or effect that targets one you control. That's kind of specific. I don't see this one seeing much play. I can't. Like, maybe if it was for an attack too, but even then, you're relying on your opponent and cards that rely on the opponent. In that specific of a scenario, nah. Field spell is Amazement Precious Park. The field spell is, you can only use this card's first and second effects once per turn. You can activate one attraction trap card during your main phase. The turn it is set. That's kind of cool. During the end phase, you can send one of your attraction traps equipped to a monster to the graveyard. Then target one of your attraction traps with a different name in your banished or your graveyard. Set it to your spell and trap. So resource management, but during the end phase specifically. But if you're lasting and doing your turn and getting your resources is pretty good to have. And an instant ability to activate your trap cards. This deck's really going to come down to these traps. Amazement Family Face, normal trap card. You can only activate one card with this card's name per turn. Target one monster your opponent controls equipped with your attraction traps. Equip this target to the card. So this is not an attraction trap. Take control of the equipped monster. Yo, we got a quick play snatch steal, and it doesn't seem to have the crackdown limitations. While you control the equipped monster, it gains 500 attack. Never mind. Cannot activate its effects. Also treated as an amazement monster though, so it can attack, it can do things, but it cannot activate its effects. It gets a little boost though, but it becomes one of your own circus. That's cool. So you could have like this themality of tons of different, kind of like when toon cards get taken, they turn into toons, amazement cards. Here we go. Activation Attraction Cyclone Coaster. You can only use this card's name, second effect, once per turn. Target one amazement monster you control or one face-up monster your opponent controls. Equip this card to the target. I like the double A, the A and then the flip A. You can, in the name up here, by the way. You can activate this effect based on the equipped monster's controller. You can target one spell or trap your opponent controls, send it and this card to the graveyard. Your opponent add one amazement monster from your deck to your hand, and if you do, send this card to the graveyard. Interesting. Target an amazement monster you control. So, like, you get double effects, kind of like that card earlier, but depending on what it's equipped to or with, you can only use this second effect. So the first effect is like if you flipped it up yourself. You target an amazement monster you control or face-up opponent's target. So this is always going to be, like, equipped, but you control the card. Even if it's equipped to an opponent's monster, you control the card. And then you can activate this effect no matter what. So yes, while it's equipped to the opponents, you still decide what's happening, even though this isn't a continuous one too. Very interesting to have non-continuous cards be able to be equipped like this in this fashion. I'm probably forgetting other cards created in history, but that's interesting. Amazement Attraction Wonder Wheel. A normal trap. You can only use this card's second effect once per turn. You target an amazement monster you control or any face-up monster your opponent controls. Equip this card again. You can activate this effect based on the equipped monster's controller. During the main phase, you can return one card from your hand to the bottom of the deck, then draw a card, so hand fixins. Your opponent swap the equipped monster's attack and defense until the end of the turn. That will only matter if it's not a Link monster, but still an interesting concept. Really good depending on what your matchup could be. Amazement Attraction Majestic Man. I'm probably going to murder that word. Trap normal. Target one amazement monster you control or one face-up monster your opponent controls. Equip this card. Apply this effect based on the controller. The equipped monster gains 500 attack. Also, if it would be destroyed by battle or card effect, you can send this instead, so it's protection. That's very old school. Your opponent, the equipped monster loses 500 attack for each of your attraction traps equipped to a monster. Very, very, this feels like they're not trying to break these cards in too much. You have better ones, I would think, but okay. Okay, I see. They're trying to, like, maybe limit it by how accessible they are. Amazement, Attraction, Rapid Racing. Normal Trap, you can only use this card's second effect once per turn. Target an Amazement monster you control or one face-up monster your opponent controls. Equip this card to the target. You can activate this effect based on the equipped monster's controller. Target one card in either graveyard. Change the equipped monster's battle position, and if you do shuffle it to the deck, that's pretty good disruption. Your opponent, increase the equipped monster's level by 1, and if you do, change its battle position. I saw the ghost trick. It's a haunted mansion ride. It's a haunted mansion. That's it's nice to see the ghost tricks. Amazement, Attraction, Horror House. Normal Trap, you can only use this card's second effect once per turn. Target one Amazement monster you control or your opponent's card, and then you get one of these effects. You can activate the effect based on the equipped monster's controller. You target one effect monster your opponent controls, negate its effects till the end of the turn. Now we got a good one. Now we're cooking. Your opponent changed the equipped monster to face down defense position. There's the ghost trick art. It actually had something to do with the art. So if you change it to face down, this card would no longer be equipped right and just go to the graveyard. So it's like a Book of Moon or effect negation. That's kind of cool. That's actually really cool. I like that. I like that a lot. So there's like a couple of good ones, right? Like when we're looking through this. Target a spell or trap your opponent controls, send it and this card. Or you add the one from your deck. That's pretty good. This Amazement Family Face. You target and when equipped with any, and you can take control of it. So you do have a Snatch Steal incentive for doing that as well. But I feel like something's missing so far. I'm sure this isn't all. Very few main deck monsters. We have 3 total, and they really seem to go on a trip with the spells and traps. This is a lot of cards. How many cards is this? 13, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. 12 cards. So they're probably not done building this. I like the aesthetic. I like how everything looks. I like how it's pulling together. I like the uniqueness of it, but I feel like it's not all there yet. But really original card creation and design with the potential to be huge up there. Activating traps, different effects based on. This is really cool card design. This is pushing the limits of card design, so I understand why they're being so careful. Please subscribe if you haven't already. Give this video a thumbs up if you enjoy the conversation and bringing the news whenever cards drop. This is a really awesome archetype.